It was just another hot August morning in the small village of Dhani Laxman, nestled in the Bhiwani district of Haryana. The kind of place where time moves slowly and news travels fast. On August 11th, 2025, a 19-year-old girl named Manisha left her home early. She was a young playschool teacher, ambitious, caring, and full of dreams. That day, she told her family she was heading to inquire about a nursing course. It was a step toward a brighter future. But she never came home. Her phone stopped responding. Her whereabouts were unknown. And her family, who had trusted the routine of her daily life, felt something was deeply wrong. They reported her missing. But as is too often the case, the urgency was lacking. Local police took the report, but there was no real search. No mobilization. Just another file, another delay. 2 days later, on August 13th, villagers in Singh, just a short distance away, made a grim discovery. Near a canal, partially concealed by grass and brush, lay a body. It was Manisha. Her throat had been slit. Her face showed injuries. Her clothes were muddy. She had been dead for hours, maybe longer. The shock of her death rippled through the community like wildfire. What began as a disappearance had become a murder, and what began as a family's concern had ignited a fire of rage. Manisha wasn't just another name. She was one of them, a young woman trying to rise, silenced in the most brutal way possible. The family, already shattered, now faced another nightmare: uncertainty. The first 2 post-mortems were inconclusive. Officials described the injuries vaguely, citing sharp force trauma, but gave no clarity. There was no mention of sexual assault, no timeline of death, no forensic breakthroughs. But the villagers were not convinced. They demanded answers. And when none came, they took their grief to the streets. Within 24 hours, mass protests erupted across Haryana, in Bhiwani, Dadri, Jind, and Rohtak. Hundreds of people, young and old, blocked highways. The Delhi-Palani road was shut down with burning tires and overturned vehicles. The chants were loud. The signs were bold. Justice for Manisha, they cried. Images flooded social media: mothers with portraits, schoolchildren marching in silence, fathers holding back tears. The community was no longer begging for justice. They were demanding it. At the heart of the protest was one simple question: why had this happened? And why was no one being held accountable? Manisha's body remained in the mortuary. Her family refused to perform her last rites. Not until someone was arrested. Not until the truth came out. As pressure mounted, the state government was forced to respond. Haryana Chief Minister Nayaab Singh Sani took the first steps. He announced the transfer of the Bhiwani Superintendent of Police, Mambir Singh, and suspended 5 police officers for negligence and delay. He also approved a 3rd post-mortem, this time at AIMS in Delhi, where a specialized medical board would examine the body. The government also announced that the case would be handed over to the Central Bureau of Investigation, the CBI. But these moves, while necessary, came too late for many. For Manisha's family, the trust was already broken. For her village, the damage was already done. On August 21st, 10 full days after her body was found, Manisha was finally cremated. Her brother lit the funeral pyre, surrounded by villagers and heavy security. Some wept. Others stood in silence. But all of them knew this wasn't the end. This was just the beginning of the fight. Now the case sits in the hands of the CBI and AIMS. And with it, all the unanswered questions. Where exactly was Manisha between August 11th and August 13th? Was this a case of murder, or is there more to the story? Were there signs of sexual assault that were missed or ignored? During the initial investigation, who was the last person to speak to her? Why did it take 3 autopsies to start getting answers? What has made this case even more painful is the narrative battle surrounding it. Some officials have quietly suggested that Manisha may have taken her own life, that she might have been under emotional pressure or overwhelmed. But her family rejects that completely. They say she had no reason to do this. She was making plans. She was talking about the future. She had ambitions, and she had the strength to chase them. And then, there's the fear, the one everyone's whispering but few dare say aloud. Was Manisha assaulted and murdered, and is there a cover-up in place? The first 2 post-mortems were vague. No arrests have been made. There's a growing suspicion that someone powerful, someone with connections, may be involved. Whatever the truth is, it has yet to see the light of day. What we know for certain is this: Manisha was 19. She was a teacher, a daughter, a sister, a girl with dreams. And she deserved better. The tragedy of her story is not just the violence. It's the delay, the dismissal, the disbelief that followed. The assumption that a rural girl could disappear, die, and be forgotten. But she won't be forgotten. Because the people of Haryana won't let her name fade. Because every girl who dreams of becoming something, who walks out of her house with hope, now carries her memory. And because thousands have spoken her name aloud, loud enough to echo in government halls. This is no longer just about one girl. It's about a system that lets violence go unchecked. It's about the silence of those meant to protect. It's about every time justice is delayed until protest forces its hand. And it's about breaking that cycle, once and for all. If you're watching this, take a moment to say her name. Manisha. Share her story. Talk about her. Because justice isn't guaranteed. It's demanded. And the moment we go quiet, the system goes back to sleep. Manisha's story may not be the last, but it can be the one that changes something. So let's not wait for justice. Let's keep asking. Let's keep watching. Let's keep her name alive. If this story moved you, please like the video, subscribe for more in-depth true crime and justice cases, and leave a comment below. Do you believe Manisha's case will get justice? Why or why not? And until next time, stay aware, stay compassionate, and remember, silence helps no one.